All right. Hello, my lords and ladies, and welcome back once again to a trial player's first run through of Shadowbringers here on this fabulous Final Fantasy Friday. As last time we unlocked, or at least more like became available to us, was these role quests. And I've decided I think I should do them. Mostly because Shadowbringers told me that if I want to complete the MSQ, I'm going to need to do at least one. So I figure, why not do them all? Plus, we want to figure out what happened to the other Warriors of Darkness, do we not? Luckily, Caligo has enough jobs available to him that I can do every single one of these roles. But before we do that, why don't we warm up with a little bit of a side quest that I saw over here. Another blue, just chilling out right there. So we'll do role quests. I actually kind of almost planned on doing Dancer and Gunbreaker's quest, but I didn't get them to 70 yet. They're sitting at 69, so next time we'll do that. Anyway, I'm a little curious. Did the music change since I let the sky go out? I feel like the music's gotten a little bit more in depth now that night has come to Lakeland here. Anyway, we have Hedgie here, who's going to give us a Aether Current. I'm guessing that's to Lakeland. So we'll take care of this, I guess. Hedgie is looking for someone to make a delivery to Fort Job. I have a feeling we were there last time. Hail, sinner. Might this old woman impose upon you to travel to Fort Job in her stead? My son, Chathwick, is one of the guards there, and I have a package for him that he wants delivered. I'd go myself, but my knees certainly aren't up to the task. I'll forgive her for not knowing who I am, as I'm keeping my identity as the Warrior of Darkness a secret. Fort Job, and I didn't even attune. Well, give me a chance to attune. Like that. There we go. By the way, I hope my audio is doing better. I cannot figure out, at least, I've only really been listening to my YouTube VODs, but I sound so compressed and muffled. I mean, I did a lot of filters through OBS. It didn't really work. I now have risen the audio bit rate for my output to my stream. Hopefully that'll make things a bit clearer. You know, we gotta live and learn, try new things. Not much I can do for my video, because as long as I'm dual streaming, I am regulated to keep it down to whatever Twitch allows me, which is the current one. Unless I get partner, which easier said than done, and then I can raise the video bit rate quite substantially. So here's helping. Either that or I stop streaming on Twitch. Crisp. Let's get our gemstone trader. I was expecting an Amaro porter. Who are you? Welcome, traveler. I'm authorized trader representative of the Crystalline Mean, an acquisition of bicolored gemstones. Ooh, bicolored gemstones. Finally get to figure out what these are all about. If you find yourself in possession of any such gem, I can offer you a number of items provided the facets in exchange. You now have access to this region's gemstone exchange, through which bicolored gemstones can be traded for a variety of rare and exclusive items. Successfully completing local fates will allow for the delivery of more valuable goods, increasing the number of items available for trade. Ooh, tarot cards? Furnishing items, that would be cool if I had a house. Technically I do have a house, but I'm just a guest. That's right, trial players can have housing, it's just super hard. Okay. And I get more items the more I do things. That null card is going to be, maybe not to this character, but to my self-insert, I'm going to collect all the cards, so. Okay, bicolored gemstones. Fates in certain areas offer bicolored gems as rewards. They can be exchanged with gemstone traders for rare items, some of which can only be obtained via these vendors. Completing fates in the area with the highest rank possible will increase your rank, which will allow for local gemstone traders to offer a wider selection of items. Okay. To view the progress of each applicable area, select Shared Fate and the from Travel in the main menu. Okay. I think I finally understand what fate farming is about. Or at least a little bit. Chatwick. A package. A brown paper parcel tied up with string, like as not to contain a few of Chatwick's favorite things. These are just a few of my favorite things. Oh, food for Mother. Everyone will be so pleased. Her last letter mentioned how distraught she was to hear that members of the Guard had given their lives at Holminster Switch, and how touched that so many more risked their lives to protect it. But of course she would be. Our whole family's from there, after all. I expect that she wanted to express her feelings by preparing food for us. She does that. Wait a moment. You were at Holminster Switch too, weren't you? I saw you on the front lines. I knew it! I don't think I could ever forget the sight of you facing down eater after eater without even once flinching. And it's not just me. You're an inspiration to us all. Here's an idea. What if you passed these out to the rest of the Guard? I'm sure they'll be awestruck. Up there, perhaps. No, this is one of my rare mounts. How do we get up there? Okay, there we go. You might be thinking, how could a trial player get a zoo? Isn't that from Subnautical Exploration? Material coffers, my good sir, material coffers. Homemade meal. Food lovingly prepared by Hedgie. You have my thanks. For this, of course, but also for the battle. I remember you well, though we lost many. it would have been many more without your aid. One moment. Also, folks, I'm probably going to have to end the stream a bit earlier today. One, I went 20 minutes over last time. And two, I've got to prepare a meal for my family. I might need to cut it early because I can't have everybody waiting for me to finish to cook if I'm streaming. So, we'll see. We'll see when the time comes. Joan Rick. Chathwick's mother's made these. That's the best news I've heard in days. Her cooking is excellent. I was sorry I couldn't save their home, but at least the whole family made it out alive. The return of night has caught us all by surprise, and not just us, but the trees and the creatures of the forest as well. We must remain vigilant. Maybe I should have came up here and visited earlier so I could see what they had to say beforehand. Ah, food! Thank you. And may I just say, it is a true honor to have you here. Your bravery on the field will not soon be forgotten. What sort of food do you eat? I suppose to know anything I might feed to that coward that I share the watch with. Oh, I got my typical Twitch bot. See ya, Twitch bot. Rimcog. Cool name. Wicked White, you're him! You were there, in the middle of it all. Strong as 100 men, a bulwark against the tide of eaters that threatened to overwhelm us. And now you've brought me a sandwich. A sandwich! Amazing! Pleased, were they? I expected as much. Oh, my pooch has come. Just have a nice sit there, pooch. You've been outside, you're wet. Oh, you just dry off over there, okay? Pleased, were they? I expected as much. I apologize for asking such a trifling task of you, but we lost a lot of people on the battlefield. Anything that might raise morale is worth trying. On top of that, if they admire you even as half as much as I do, well... In any case, you have my sincerest gratitude. I saved my favorite portion of food for you, so please take it along with my thanks. Grilled rail, a succulent tenderloin of an island rail, seared to savory perfection, garnished with garlic and rock salt. Sounds delish, and an eighth curtain, I'll take it. Still no flying. Where's the porter? Oh. Maybe up there. Gotta take it at least once. Take the scenic route. It's like, kind of almost reminds me of how I got here. Alright, now for role quests. We'll start with tanking. Level 72. Why are they being so mysterious about it? Oh. Level 70. The man with too many scars, a tall, dark stranger, is regarding you with a mixture of curiosity and approval. Can't say I've chatted with you before. I think I'd remember if I had. Seen your fair share of fighting, have you? You could say that. And wary besides. Rest assured, I've no secret designs. Name's Granson. Bounty hunter by trade. Mostly sin-eaters. When I first laid eyes on you, I had a feeling that you were a tough bastard. The sort that might get mistaken for the warrior of darkness folks been talking about recently. That right? Not me, the warrior of darkness? You got it all wrong, friend, all wrong. Easy, killer. I couldn't care less who you are or what you've done. The only thing I'm looking for these days is a like-minded partner. Someone willing to join me in the hunt for the biggest prize this side of Novrant. Prize, you say? I'll hear the details first. Let's be more pragmatic. Be role-playing. Thought that'd grab your attention. The Kaiosune, the fiend I'm after. One of those so-called cardinal virtues, as folks are wont to call them. Former warrior of light, the esteemed heroes who saved the realm a century ago. Dear old Brandon was one of them, I'm told. Stop me if you heard this all before. Anyway, like his comrades, Brandon died in the process, only to return relatively recently as a sin-eater. The better to torment we few who survived their mercy. Needless to say, I aim to put an end to it all. You've heard the pitch, so what's the answer? You interested in hunting Daikosune with me? You call him two different names, dude. Daikosune and Brennan? Not a whiff of hesitation. I like you, sinner. Nevertheless, I need you to humor me and prove that you have the dab hand I think you are. I mean, you are the dab hand I think you are. For my sake as well as yours. I've heard reports of stray eaters drifting close to the Crystarium. Come with me and put my mind at ease. I mean, I wonder how people would think if a warrior showed up wearing this kind of outfit. It's very Sin Eater-esque, don't you think? A lot of angel vibes. I don't know if people would take too kindly to it. Or they think like, oh, you're wearing the armor of the enemy to kind of show that you're not afraid of them or something. I don't know. I think a lot of people would find Caligo's choice in armor here in poor taste. Grandson. There you are, very good. The Sin Eater were sighted west of the Akesner Gate. Excuse me. So we'll need to head through there before we begin our search. Oh, and if you happen to have any objections to killing eaters for sport, remember that they were once innocent people. You'll be doing them a favor putting them out of their misery. You know, I was doing some thinking about how those Sin Eaters seem to have been recruiting. Like, oh, they're mindless, they have base instincts, but they obviously had some sort of recruitment measure going on. Now, it makes me wonder if Voth is commanding them so that they have some kind of sentient battle plan. I mean, right now, we're just under the impression that the Wardens are a bit more intelligent. Though that last Warden, Philia, which by the way has some really cool lore to him. I actually got his card. The Light Warden of Lakeland. The manacles which encircle its 4 limbs were whispered to be the remnants of his mortal life. An elf, once held prisoner within the hour of certain durance, meaning brotherly love. Philia was the name bitterly bestowed upon the Eater after it descended upon its home village and devoured its neighbors. So he was a former prisoner that probably got caught up in the flood and got turned into a Light Warden. I wonder what makes, like, was he strong? Like, the stronger you are, the stronger the Sin Eater you become? I like little lore bits like that. That's good for like some fan fiction you could have. Okay, I got some new abilities here. Mostly I can actually do this. Might not have been a damage gain to do that, but I wanted to test it out. I don't think those were innocent people. Those seem like innocent wildlife. What's the damage gain here? Divine Might, potency to 50. So Divine Might is the regular combo, and Requiescast is 350. So it's gain on 2, basically. Gain on 2. Okay. There was a gain. Good, clean work. This is clearly not your first time. Let's do this once more, just to confirm it wasn't a fluke, though. Besides, the world could do with less Sin Eaters. Follow me. Shouldn't be much further. Beyond Jacob. A lot of rock metal inspirations in this expansion. Alright, let me just see if I've been tuning my own settings to be less bright. Let me see if my shadow... I don't think I even need separate ones anymore. We'll test it out once I get to a place where the flood still is kind of dominant, if I can still see the sky well. Don't look at me. Your prey is out there somewhere. Got me doing anything but culling wildlife here? Yeah, that'll do. You're exactly the sort of man I've been looking for. And thank the gods for that. My apologies for subjecting you to such a silly test, but I'd rather not have an amateur's death on my conscience. Let's head back to the Wandering Stairs. Make it official, shall we? Sure. Let's go to the pendants. Excuse me, I need a little bit of water. Hopefully I won't choke like I did last time. Excuse me one moment. All right. So, just to make sure you're still keen on our arrangement, Calico, will you join me and hunt the dread fiend Dikaiosne and put an end to his cursed existence? Excellent. Then it is settled. Now, every hunt begins with an investigation, and ours is no exception. Dikaiosne can be a rather difficult eater to pin down. But before we commence ours, we would do well to attend to our respective preparations. Let me know when you are ready to proceed. What level? 72? I think I shall do 72 quests. I will keep it in line with the MSQ. Because that's, in my experience, the way that job quests are done best, is to do it aligned with the MSQ. Otherwise, things become a little bit kind of temporal. Like, if you do some job quests after, like, all at once at the end of an expansion, there's some things that, like, don't quite make as much sense. So we'll just go with 72 quests. Grandson is eager to take to the road. All set to embark on our great hunt, Caligo? Then let us be about it. Before you ask, I have no intention of leading us out into the wilds without even an inkling of Dikaosne's whereabouts. Novrant may not be a particular large realm, even before the flood, but it did take us a dozen lifetimes to scour every nook and cranny. So we'll start by asking around a place I know for a fact Dikaosne has attacked before, the village of Wright in Carusia. Oh, I wonder if he was the one who attacked the village. They said he looked human. The Sin Eater looked human. I was thinking it might have been that one that was next to Vodri. Even though she doesn't look very human, she has a very human form. While I don't have reason to believe he will return, I'd like to think that the survivors might know something of value. After all, you can be sure that they haven't forgotten that day the bastard came through. Maybe it was him. So let's be off then. He was the one who did it. But why is the Warrior of Lights? Why are they Sin Eaters? I thought they all just oh, maybe they got devoured in the flood when they tried to stop it. Okay, right. That's an interesting detail. It's all coming around. Let's look at the sky. Not too bright. Not too bright. I can still see the shades of light. Let's look at without the... It's a little bright, but I'm gonna stick with it. Welcome to Wright. I reckon it might not seem like much to you, but to me? Never mind. We'll save the conversation for after. Tracking down Dikaosne is what matters now. Let's split up and ask after the bastard. Better odds of turning up useful information that way, I'd wager. And why do these Sin Eaters, why these quote-unquote cardinal virtues look so human? And when I say human, I mean like playable race. Skittish villager. Ah! What? What do you want with me? The Sin Eater, the one that came and killed everyone. Oh gods, is he here? Then why are you talking about him? Oh, I knew I should have stayed inside. There's nothing but death out here now. Death and horror and eaters and... Jesus Christ, dude, calm down. Ooh, we can talk to Griggs. Come and find me after you've finished your inquiries. It's not a big village, so you shouldn't have any trouble. Having a harder time than I thought finding this person. I don't think I can go inside of any of these places, can I? No. This is my nightmare. Am I just not seeing them? They have a blue icon over them, yes? Unless there's a separate? No, it would have gone away if this was the only one. I'd like to say this is the first time this has happened to me, but it isn't. I've had problems like this all through playing. Oh, there you are. Hiding behind the shack. Huh? Where did you come from? What do you want with me? Dikaiosne, that thrice damned eater. That's the spitting image of a Galgant knight. Ah, Galgant. That's what the Rogan are called. Galgant. I have to remember that. That Dikaiosne? I can't help you. All I know is Wicked White, if you had seen the carnage you would... I'm sorry. I can't talk about this. I said I can't talk about this. What's wrong with you? Think you could just waltz into people's lives and poke at their scars? It's not right. I thought I could do it. I thought it'd been long enough that I could go out and not see him lurking in every shadow, waiting to turn me like he did everyone else. Gods, I'm such a fool. So it was Gaikosne. And I promised I would defeat him for the village. Funny that I guess if you're not a tank, you would have that promise unfulfilled. Well, learn anything worth sharing. I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. What we saw that day, what he did to us, there's no moving on from that. What exactly happened here? Well, I know that. I'm gonna say, what's your connection to this village? Well, I was planning to tell you the whole story eventually, but I suppose now is as good a time as any. Cutscene? I was born and raised in Wright. Lacking any real perspectives, I eked out a living as a hunter. Might have tried my hand at something more exciting had I not been trying to provide for the love of my life, Melinda. It was about a year ago, she accepted a commission from this Ulmorian trader. Bloke dealt mostly in antiques, and he had this bracelet in need of restoration. Bloody old, with a questionable provenance, but supposedly it once belonged to royalty or some such. The Fangs of Orthus, he called it. Me and Herd had been talking about tying the proverbial knot, buying land, building a home, that sort of thing. Around here, that might not take much, but it was still a lot more than we had. So when the trader made his offer, she didn't hesitate to say yes. I'd gone down to the shipyard to pick up extra tools and materials she needed for the work. quality stuff. But it'd pay for itself 10 times over. But when I got back to write, Daikaiosne had been busy. I spied at least a dozen newborn eaters fluttering about, trying to make sense of their new lot. The grandmother who lived next door and shared the fruits of her orchard with us. The gruff woodsman who brought firewood to our doorstep in the dead of winter, both reduced to mindless fiends, just like that. There wasn't time to mourn or to think. I started looking for Melinda. And there she was, alive and well. Our eyes met, and we knew it was going to be all right. We ran for each other, and even now, a year later, it doesn't feel real. One moment she was there, right there in front of me, and the next she was... Daikaiosne knelt and took the fang of Orthus and left, leading a host of sin-eaters out of right. But Melinda, I still couldn't see her as anything else. She wouldn't budge. She just hovered there and stared, waiting for me to end it. Well, I can never say no to her. Not once in the years we'd been together. For all the time she welcomed me home with a bowl of hot stew, all the time she laughed at my crude jokes and gave me counsel when I was losing my way. For all that and more, I killed her. And I swore then and there I'd had my vengeance. Daikaiosne would die by my hand. I carved the scar into my flesh to mirror the one he left in my soul. An enduring reminder of the vow that I never dare stray from the path. There, all done. No need to wallow in it. Wouldn't want my tragic yet trite tale to put you off your hunt. Still with me to the end, sinner. That's the spirit. Still, I have some unfinished business here, so you could give me a moment before we resume. I would be most grateful. Man, poor guy. So when does the next quest become available? At 74. We'll save that for MSQ 74. Well, that's something. I wonder, I'm trying to give, the Daikaiosne the benefit of the doubt a little bit. Because he did seem like, we left on kind of good terms. What happened? But it's like, maybe it's a misunderstanding? Maybe he was there to stop the Sin Eaters and it just looked like it, but it'd be hard to kind of discount all these eyewitnesses. Anyway, I need to take a quick bio break. So I shall return anon. Just give me one quick moment. Yes, I shall return shortly. Alright, and we are back. Let's get back to the game scene here. Alright. Let us return to the Crystarium. The pendants. And next we'll go for physical DPS. And luckily for me, counts both melee and physical range, because Calico has no physical range. None really fit his character. No greater sport. Lou Reek thinks you might just be the answer to his prayers. Wait, you wouldn't happen to be... Yes. Of course you are. 'Tis plain from the way you carry yourself. You're just the sort of man I've been looking for. You're perfect. Why, thank you. I am perfect. My name is Lou Reek, and I am a bounty hunter. But not just any bounty hunter. I will have you know, nay. I am not wont to settle for the run-of-the-mill prey. I hunt sin eaters. Not only that, I recently set my sights on a particularly noble fiend. One of the four cardinal virtues. The famous instigators of the flood itself. Naturally, it will take considerable strength and skill to defeat such a formidable eater. And I am not afraid to admit it, I cannot do it alone. However, with the aid of an equally formidable allies, I am confident it can be done. And you, my friend, are exactly the sort of ally I have a mind to recruit. Walk away without a word, feign interest. I don't think Calico would be so rude to walk away without a word. I'm interested. It's more Warrior of Light style. Don't say anything, just walk away. Aha! I knew you'd be interested. And should the challenge alone be insufficient motivation, then know that I have substantial financial resources at my disposal. You will be duly compensated for your service, rest assured. However, as much as I am certain you will be the right man for the job, 'tis only meet that I put your skills to the proof. A simple test should suffice. Pray do not be offended, but you would be shocked how many people present themselves falsely in order to enrich themselves or to impress others. I mean, look how you're dressed, dude. You're kind of dressed to impress with your frilly clothes. Okay, back out to Lakefield. Lakeland, excuse me. Ah, clear skies. Slip of the tongue. Funny for a chameleon attack. You're not coming in. Here we are. Our proving grounds. You need only slay a beast of suitable ferocity before my eyes to demonstrate your own. Naturally, we require bait to lure one out of hiding. Oi, my lord. Got your package here. Well done, my good man. And here's your payment. Oh, this? The bait in question. Easier to have it delivered than to take a detour and pick it up myself. Rather more efficient as well. Time is money. Now then. You only need to place it in the open and slay whatever comes to claim it. I cannot imagine it will take long for something to come hither. Jeez, the last guy had better view of this. He's like, let's go kill some sinears. This guy wants me just to kill an animal. Just to prove that I can do it. It's kind of dark. Lacking in value of life. As I said, simply place the bait out in the open and await whatever ferocious beast comes to feast upon it. Slay it, and I will know you to be a warrior brave and true. Alright, buddy. If you insist. Iguana meat. Why go to the hassle of procuring your own bait when you can hire someone to do it for you? This guy seems to be a real rich dude. No. I don't want to kill a kitty. Okay. I'll be quick and painless. As I say, it's like, well, I have an ability, I don't even know what it does. Oh, and it shares a timer with that other guy. It's a single attack. Oh, I missed the chance to see it. Where should I put this? Yeah, I think I'm gonna switch places with that. So I would definitely think I'll be using it more often than this one. 400. So this is a gain on 3. Fantastic! I knew I was not wrong about you. Come, let us return to the Crystarium at once. Right. Congratulations on a kill well made, my good man. I dare say this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Let us commemorate the occasion with a feast. Eat, drink, and be merry. grunt, crunch, 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 snort, slurp, grunt. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? My compliments to the chef. Another helping? No, are you sure? It's really no bother. Oh, very well. I should like to return to our earlier discussion. That of the virtue I have engaged you to hunt with me. Let me try to get this name right. Andrea. Andrea is her name, and she roams Norvant in the guise of Renda Ray. Oh, so, okay, I'm starting to understand now. The Sin Eaters, the Cardinal Virtues, have a different name from the name that they had, or at least the way the Warrior of Lights had. So, like, Daikaisune was once Brennan, and Andrea was once Renda Ray. Okay, I understand now. Renda Ray, fallen Warrior of Light, and renowned Hunter of Eld. She is a most elusive eater who has been sighted in every corner of the realm. Though her movements are unpredictable, she has often been witnessed pursuing and slaying extraordinarily dangerous beasts. I can well imagine the question forming in her head. Why not leave her be? If anything, is she not aiding local communities after a fashion? Alas, no, for the beasts she slays rise anew as eaters, which pose even greater threats to the small folk. So you see, this one wretched Sin Eater is in truth sowing untold chaos by carrying on as she does, unleashing more of her kind upon unsuspecting towns and villages across Norvant. Only you and I can stop her. So she was a Warrior of Light? Didn't the Warrior of Light save the world? I'm not going to say that option. Because, it's not how people see it. Huh. What an odd thing to ask. But never mind all that. Whether or not they were heroes or villains or whatever 100 years ago doesn't matter to me. The simple truth is, Renda Ray was the greatest hunter who ever lived. And beating her at her own game would be an amazing feat, don't you think? And regardless of what the Warriors of Light were before they became Sin Eaters, that's what they are now. So we will be doing folks a favor by killing one. Well, what do you say, friend? Will you hunt Andrea with me? I hope I live to regret this, or with pleasure. Caligo is not one to think that he is the type to lose. So begins our formal partnership. Ah, I can see it now. You and me in the heat of battle, fighting side by side, the picture of courage and camaraderie. It's going to be grand. Naturally, it will take us time to study and understand our prey. Eaters can behave in strange, inexplicable ways, particularly powerful ones like Andrea. I've been doing my best to get inside her head, to think like a hunter. But it's easier said than done. Anyway, as soon as I have determined where we ought to begin our search, I will inform you at once. Oh, Is the reward lacking? My apologies. Next time, I will see that you receive rather more suitable compensation. Jeez, I didn't expect that last part of dialogue. Hello, Philip. You recently completed this quest? Yes, I am doing this on my trial account. Every time I come close to becoming a full sub, the trial gets expanded. It's funny, about a month ago, I just completed the Omega raid on mine. And I thought, okay, well, I still have to do Lone Hero and Necromancer. But I'm not sure I would want to stay in the trial just to do Necromancer and Lone Hero, because I consider myself a decent player, but man, those deep dungeons there, they get me. They get me good. Granted, I'm trying to do Lone Hero as Samurai, and I'm trying to do Necromancer as Dark Knight. So not the best jobs for completing, but yeah. But regardless, I was like, you know, I'm gonna wait until FanFest, because I have a feeling Shadowbringers is gonna come to the trial. And sure enough, it did. So here I am. But glad I could, I hope my videos helped you out while you were a trial player. I shall be making more once I kind of get more stable footing in Shadowbringers here. So I figured in the meantime, why not stream my first playthrough? Luke Reese seems rather surprised to see you standing before him. Wait. It's you? It's really you? You actually came? Yeah, come on, man. I said I'd do it. I mean, never mind. You're here to hunt Andrea with me, yes? Of course you are. Why else would you be here? And wouldn't you know it, one of my hirelings should be returning with new information any moment now. Greetings, my lord. I am pleased to repeat that Andrea was recently sighted in Arang, in the vicinity of Samuel's backbone, it would seem. Apparently, there was a right vicious spider that was giving folks trouble, and now it's been turned, and it's about a dozen times worse. They'd be grateful for any assistance. I see. Well done, my friend. Your payment as promised. This guy strikes me as a Yomorian. Why bother going out and pestering the small folk for news when you can employ others to do it for you? The better to devote our precious time to rather more important matters, I say. And owing to my winning strategy, we may now depart for Arang and the delightfully named Samuel's backbone. In pursuing the spider, we may yet find its maker. I'm glad, Mag. Yeah, I'll keep making those as they come out. Moogle Treasure Trove, Fate items, yeah. The next Moogle Treasure Trove will be probably in December, so we got quite a ways off. But yeah, once I kind of figure out, once I get more of a placehold in Shadowbringers, I'll be doing stuff into Fates, especially with this new bicolor gemstone stuff. I'll have to do some research into that. And I'll be seeing if there's any of these yellow side quests that are worth doing. Mortsuk. Oh, I can see the whole thing. I never really looked at the whole map. Oh, is that how we get to... Twine. Anyway. I'm sure the MSQ will take us there eventually. We're gonna get that awesome a ring background music, hopefully. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, you jerk. I was trying to vibe. This is certainly the place. I gathered those bones once belonged to a dear Samuel, but I see no trouble, arachnid. It being a rather large desert, I had considered hiring a few trackers to hasten our search, but I've yet to spy a place where such individuals might congregate. Pity. Bah. Nothing for it but to roll up to the proverbial sleeves and do the dirty work ourselves. We shall split up and search the sands for the sin-eater spider. Whoever finds the first may have the honor of slaying it themselves. Should we not find it, well, after we both have searched for a suitable length of time, I say we meet back here. Let the hunt begin. So who do you think Samuel was? A dragon? Would this world have dragons? Maybe not. Because I think the splitting of worlds happened before Midgar arrived on our planet. And unless the splitting of worlds also split the entire universe, it might have spared dragons from being reflected, as it were. So maybe just like a giant, I don't know, a whale? Curious. On a side tangent, do you ever think I will catch up with current content? As a trial, it was hard for me to keep relevant when everyone's talking about the newest stuff while I'm grinding some Heaven's Ward relics. Well, I've been in the trial for so long that it doesn't really bother me. In fact, I've grown quite accustomed to trial playing, you know, kind of like rough individualism of doing everything by yourself. But I mean, it really just depends. It just depends on how quickly I can get through content. I have a feeling that I have a feeling that this will be my last expansion in the trial, and that I will become a full sub and do Endwalker. And I also have a feeling that my mentality of playing the game will change drastically once I become a full sub. It might be more like get to the MSQ, finish, get up to current, and then go back and do everything, rather than how I play in the trial, which is do everything as the expansion comes out, like everything in the expansion that I can before progressing. But that's gonna have to be a bridge I cross when I get there. But I understand, you know, what sucks most is that you kind of get spoilers regardless. I try to stay spoil free, but there's things that bleed through, like what happened to Horshathon. There's no avoiding that. I even know some things about Shadowbringers that I'm not going to let on wet yet until the reveals happen. I'm just going to kind of play it dumb because maybe I was wrong. I've been wrong about spoilers before. I feel like people have fed me false information, so we'll just we'll see when we get there. You survey your surrounding sands, but find no trace of the spider you seek. I feel like Hunter x Hunter here. I know it's pronounced Hunter Hunter. Karapika, hunting spiders. My biggest worry about becoming a full sub is that I will quit the game immediately. It's happened to me before where like I like a game so much, but I play it for free, and then I finally like, okay, I'm actually gonna put money into the game, and then I do, and then I immediately stop playing. That would be a trip. I don't think that would happen, but that's my worry. That like my mentality would change drastically. Okay, look what we got here. Another Forgiven Folly. Let's see. Let's get this. The thing though that I'm kind of glad about that I didn't sub yet is from what I gleaned, endgame preparation for raids kind of sucks, and it's going to get a lot better with Evercold. Like I'm an Omni main. I don't like playing one job for every like raid tier and every trial. I like to switch things up drastically. I like to like switch up like almost it kind of depends. Sometimes I like playing the same role for an entire raid wing. Sometimes I want to switch. Sometimes I want to be like healer, then magic DPS, then tanking, then striking. You know, it just kind of depends on how I'm feeling, and honestly I've determined it based on rewards that I get. Like, oh, that's a really cool casting coat, so I want for this fight to be a caster. And I'm glad with Evercold you're going to be able to reflect your eye level onto other jobs, so you can like focus on one job getting that, but then you can play any job you want for the fight, which seems so much better, because I can do that relatively easy as a trial player with like the raids that I have access to, because it's not that hard to get poetics. You just gear up with poetics, and you know, once you get to the mine, you join a mine static, and it's more like for cosmetics. You don't have to really worry about like getting what, like they think there's things like twine, and I don't even know. I just heard that it's like really tedious to level up more than one job alone. So I'm glad that things are going to be more easier come Evercold. Oh, it's like an Asian? Ooh, I actually get to see her. Echo. Jeez, it's been a long since I've had an Echo. Coral Regina. There she is. The Scourge of Novigrad, the Devourer of Souls. Balam Quistis. We bring this mark down, and they'll be singing ballads about us till the end of time. Never mind the king's bounty. Hells. We could even buy ourselves a couple of castles apiece. Flanking maneuver as discussed. Wait for my signal, then we strike as one. Let's go Regina, dude. Damn it, she's on to us. Don't panic, we planned for this. We'll act as decoys while Renda Ray brings her down. Go, go! Wait, not yet! There's no need to rush this. Sod it, always so headstrong. Look at me in my head. I can't. Yeah, you need a good amount of people to beat that thing. Oh, no. Come back here. Finish it, you bloody bastard. Finish me. Little side note, I hope when the theoretical Heavensward, I guess you would call it like update for Beastmaster comes, that you can tame Coral Regina. So you have half a year to complete the trial. Yeah, and then Endwalker, then Dawn Trail. I don't think I'm gonna catch up to Evercold by release, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll blaze through this stuff, but something tells me I doubt it. I'll not let it end like this. I promise. I'll kill that goddamn beast if it's the last thing I'll do. Wait, where'd she go? Good thing she didn't attack me while I was waiting for her like that. But hey, she doesn't attack people apparently. Hey, was that just now? I've had headaches before, but the way you were thrashing about wasn't like anything I've ever felt. I see, I got this thing called the Echo. Allows me to see into people's past to gain important context to the backstory. By the gods. I thought we were lucky just to catch a glimpse of Andrea. But you're also telling me you were granted a vision of her past? With this power of yours? So, 2 warriors killed while hunting a great horned beast. A beast. Their surviving companion vows to slay in revenge. I have heard this tale before. I know it. It is common enough sort of tale, I suppose. And regardless, she's gone. Come, let us return to the Crystarium and celebrate your accomplishment. Now Pina's gone. My Choco. Oh, I got plenty of greens. Okay. Let's complete this and continue on. The table is set, and so I bid you raise a glass with me, and together we might toast your spectacular accomplishment. So he seems all proper until he starts eating. There's nothing quite like a hearty meal after a job well done. Drink up, my friend, drink up. How'd you feel? I have another few bottles ready in the waiting to be opened, no? Oh, very well if you insist. It occurs to me, my good man, that I have yet to ask you your name so quickly. Did we forge our friendship that I hardly noticed till now? Oh, so quickly, did we? Caligo Morningstar. Reek and Caligo. Yes, I rather like the sound of that. Reek and Caligo. The daring duo. The brave bounty hunters. The scourge of sin-eaters. Once we have slain Andrea, not a soul in Norvant will not know our names. They shall all ring out across the realm. Ah, but I should dwell overmuch on the victory before the struggle. A wise hunter is prepared and patient. 'Twould be prudent to send double, nay triple the agents afield to seek out promising new leads. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you're a gillionaire. Are you sure it's wise to spend your money so freely? That sounds more Caligo style. Worried about the budget of our brave endeavor? Well, don't be. I'm prepared to fund our activities as needed. No expense shall be spared. None whatsoever. So a rich boy. I'm guessing this guy is Eulmorian. A rich pampered guy. Well, no, he wouldn't be Eulmorian because he has money. And Eulmor is more of a kind of a socialist nation, for lack of a better term. You give all your money to Bonthry and he provides for you. You just have to be born in... You have to be a free folk to have kind of the upper privileges and the bound for the other stuff. Alright. Next, let's do magic. Which magic do I want to do? Well, I would have done Black Mage, but I actually have Black Mage quite high up already, and I kind of want to get extra experience, so we'll continue with Red Mage. Sirig. Sirig is eyeing you inquisitively. Let me guess. You're standing in front of Sirig, bounty hunter, non-Perel? I think it's that time again, folks. I need to do a little vocab lesson here and figure out what exactly non-Perel means. So we're just going to go ahead and... Having no equal, peerless.
Non-Perel.
Non-Perel, a person or thing that has no equal, a paragon. A small, flat chocolate drop covered in with white pearls of sugar. Good to know. Good to also know it's also chocolate. Alright, let me just save this to my little vocab folder. Non-Perel. There you go. New vocab word. Let me guess, you're standing in front of Craig, bounty hunter non-Perel, because you've a mind to aid me in felling the dread Phronesis. Do I have the right of it, or do I have the right of it? What's it? Well, that's a little unbecoming of my Elazin to say, so I should say you have the right of it. Willing to throw caution to the wind and strike off to do battle with a indomitable foe, eh? Why, I've got a feeling the two of us will get along just fine. Allow me to elaborate. Phronesis isn't just your run-of-the-mill stray sin-eater. He's one of the nastiest the realm has seen, formed from the remains of one of those goddamn warriors of light. There are 4 of them, all told, crawled up from the bowels of the deepest hell after being buried for nigh on a century. If the tales are true, people have come to call them the cardinal virtues. Before he was transformed into a sin-eater, Phronesis was none other than the Archmagus Nilebert, whose baleful magics were feared the realm over. Though it has only been a short few years since he showed up in Am-Arang, he's already preyed on far too many innocents with his foul sorcery. Not keen to seeing their trade routes disrupted, the local merchants have placed a healthy bounty on his head. Of course, I'd like nothing more than to fell the fiend single-handed and claim the entire bounty myself. Unfortunately, circumstances have dictated that I recruit a companion. That's where you come in. Provided you can prove to me you possess the rather, specialized set of skills that I require, I promise I'll make it worth your while. Not a bad offer, wouldn't you say? If you fancy yourself up to the task, come find me in Am-Arang. I mean to set off for there shortly. Alright, at least it's not just Lakeland again. But where in Am-Arang? Not that it matters, I only have one. Oh, I have 2. Actually, since it's so close to the border there, might as well take the Amaro launch. Yes. So you came. It's good to see someone who isn't old talk. As fortune would have it, another sin-eater, a far less imposing specimen than Phronesis, of course, has been sighted just west of here. Prove to me that you have the skill to back up your words, and we'll talk further. Alright, dude, you want some of this? The scenery isn't far from here, I can feel it. Track it down and let's see what you're capable of. Alright, Krieg. Easy peasy. Good show, friend. I wasn't sure what to expect from you, but seeing you in battle has left me with little doubt. Seems I've found myself a formidable ally. And so I'll extend an offer in earnest. Help me hunt down Pronesis, and we'll split the bounty down the middle. Well, what do you say? That's the spirit. Now, there's more you should know before we proceed. Come with me to Mordsuk, my base of operations, and I'll fill you in on the details. And here it was that misspelled couldn't find a tracker. Seems kind of hopeless, doesn't he? He's like, oh, I can't find anyone to track people down when Mordsuk is right over there. Judging by that relic, this person is new to Shadowbringers, and my favorite Dark Knight relic. Guess I could have teleported here. Welcome to Mordsuk, friend. As you can see, it's a bustling trading post, frequented by merchants from across the realm. At least it was, before Pronesis showed up and started preying upon unwitting travelers. Hence the bounty, you see. The lucrative reward has attracted the attention of one capable bounty hunter after the next. Yet the fiend still roams free. You can probably imagine why. Those few who have seen Pronesis have returned to tell the tale, speak of the great horrors they witnessed. Cavernous black holes materialize out of thin air, swallowing everything around them into the abyss. People have taken to calling them the Hollows. Rumor has it that one barely has time to lay eyes on Pronesis before he summons forth the Hollows, which proceed to consume everything in sight. And I do mean everything. Just the entire day, an entire caravan was devoured by the Hollows, leaving only nothingness behind. Mages have postulated that these holes are literal tears in the fabric of reality, gateways to other worlds. To put it in another way, at any rate, suffice to say, the next man to come back from the void will be the first. Hey, maybe he's just trying to, bring in some darkness from the 13th or something. I don't know. And yet, there's something odd about it. Witnesses say that Pronesis doesn't seem to go out of his way to prey on people or settlements. He simply shambles across the wastes, summoning hollows one after the next, and the destruction that follows is a matter of course. Needless to say, drawing too near to the fiend is tantamount to suicide. Even attacks from afar have been all but futile, as Pronesis simply summons the hollows to consume every incoming arrow. even with every conceivable means of attack foiled, even the most savvy bounty hunters have all but thrown up their heads. Even though the bounty now stands at some 9 or 10-fold the original amount. I'm of a different mind, however. The way I see it, if only there was a way to neutralize the hollows, we'd more than stand a chance against Pronesis himself. That's why I require your services. Your easy triumph over the Sin Eaters spoke clear. You're a mage of no small common skill. If anyone has the arcane knowledge or aptitude to help me figure a way to defend against the hollows, it's you. Don't worry, I fully intend to shoulder my share of the burden, and so I plan to gather all the information we need before asking you to put yourself in harm's way. And with that, I'd best get to work. Once I formulate a proper plan of attack, we'll talk again. Until then, I suggest you continue to hone your casting skills. The battle that awaits us will not be an easy one. Krieg has made breakthroughs of sort. Ah, there you are. Your timing couldn't be better. As luck would have it. Sorry, one moment. Okay. Realized my little chat overlay was not in my... I couldn't see if anyone was saying anything. As luck would have it, a little bird told me that Pronesis was sighted in the vicinity not long ago. Don't you worry. I have no intention of rushing in like a fool. My plan is to shadow the Sin Eater from afar, that we might observe the hollows with our own eyes and formulate a suitable plan of attack. To that end, I've procured this mannequin here from a merchant acquaintance of mine in the Crystarium. By setting it in Pronesis' trail, I mean to gauge... Sorry, a little grammar thing here. When a word ends in an S and you want to be possessive, you don't add an apostrophe S, you just add an apostrophe. Who was in charge of localizing this? For shame. I mean to gauge just how wide a berth we must keep from the fiend so not to be sucked up into the void. Shed no tear for the little fellow, friend. His sacrifice will be the key to our success. And yet, as you can see, he's not quite in the best state of repair. Pray lend me a hand in procuring what we need to get him back on his feet. Your lifesaver, friend. I just spotted nasty-looking sandkin Sibylle lurking about to the east of here. And do you believe one of their tendons should serve well to bring some spring back into the little fellow's step? Who is he talking about? I guess they just don't see it. Snag one of them for me, and I'll see to the repairs. So, do they call mammoths mannequins here? Like every race has its own name, including mammoths. Leave me alone, I just want to vibe out to the music. Ooh, can I go in that door? That looks like a door I can go through. Don't disappoint me. It disappointed me! We need more openable doors. So this is what pest days are called here, huh? Final Fantasy XI lizards. So weird to see them. Hello. Another fate. I've been following your channel for years. I gotta ask, what made you want to focus on free trial content? Well, I was in the free trial and, well, basically, things, without going on and on about my personal life, things kind of took a nasty, unfortunate turn in my life, and then COVID happened, and I was kind of a little strapped for cash, but also wanted to do something while I was stuck inside. And I had played Final Fantasy for a very short period of time when I was teaching English in Japan. And I was like, well, either WoW or Final Fantasy. And I kind of did a little research on both. And Final Fantasy had this great free trial. And then kind of Blizzard kind of became Blizzard. Blizzard did Blizzard things, and I was like, I don't want to go back to WoW. I played WoW for a little while too, back in the day. So I joined Final Fantasy, and it was a lot better than I remember it being. Like, no more cross-class abilities, like no needing to like have to level certain jobs to be able to unlock other side jobs. Not that that was too much of a problem, but I didn't quite like it. I was like really enjoying it. And I had wanted to start a channel for a while now. And basically there was the WoW exodus happened kind of a little bit after I started playing. And I was like, you know, I could give some information. I might as well just, instead of always talking about, oh, I could make a channel and help people do guides about the trial and how to get the most out of this game for free. It's like, just do it. So I did it. And so I've been doing it ever since. Now I might want to do you know, everything's kind of in flux. It's like, oh, do I stick with Final Fantasy? Do I try doing other stuff? But right now, you know, I'm just kind of riding where my heart is going and sticking with it. So that's kind of my abridged backstory for how this channel got started. It was basically, I was planning on returning to Japan. That's part of the problem. That's one of the things that happened to me that didn't. Let's just say, guys, your value to Japanese companies, don't, even if you think you did a really good job, pulled in a lot of favors, did a lot of extra things that they asked you to do, you're just a commodity. And if you just show the slightest bit of like, hey, actually, I would really prefer for you to give me preferential treatment, considering what I've done and the promises you've made for me, that you've never fulfilled any of the promises you asked of me. So I'm going to hold you to it. They go, hey, actually, you know, we can just get somebody else. It's like, oh, great. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. It's like the one time I kind of stuck up for myself and they shot me down. And that kind of disillusioned me for the whole thing. And yeah. But yeah, I was like, oh, I'll make a YouTube channel when I go back to Japan. And then that kind of got derided, and It's like, well, then the WoW Exodus happened. I was like, why don't you just try a channel just to see how it goes? So I taught myself how to video edit, and yeah, still teaching myself how to video edit, really. And now I'm teaching myself how to stream. So everything's it's all self-taught and learning new things. Hope that answered your question. Anyway, onward. Any luck finding that tendon? For my part, I've acquired something that should serve as a makeshift gear. Cost me an arm and leg, but hey, if it helps us claim that bounty in the end, it'll be more than worth it. This sinewy stretch of tendon from a sandskin sibyllus. Yes, perfect. I reckon this durable yet elastic enough to replace the mannequin's snapped belt, drive belt. I'll fetch my toolbox and we'll get started straight away. In the meantime, why don't you scout out a suitable lookout point? Excuse me. Pronesis was last sighted just southeast of town. Try to find us a spot on higher ground, out of sight from the main thoroughfare. God, I feel like ranting about how the company I worked for, which I'll keep nameless, really screwed me over when I was in Japan. The branch I worked at had record profits for the years I worked there. I worked 6 days weeks. I moved around Japan to teach, to do favors to teaching them, and I was cast away like garbage. And there's more to it than that. It's not completely on them, but you know, you miss one phone call and they give your dream position away, and then they just try to send you back to like the dregs. It's like, but I was promised that position and I just missed your phone call once, and I got back to you relatively shortly after. Oh geez, okay. Let's concentrate on the fun times that is Shadowbringers. Yeah, no problem, duh. Oh, so this is a mannequin. It looks like Alag tech. Oh there, friend. Maybe they got it from Alag, from inside the Crystal Tower. Like, they keep talking about all these useful artifacts that they got. This is probably from the Crystal Tower. Oh there, friend. As you can see, our clockwork friend is back in tip-top shape. And since it appears you found us the perfect lookout spot, why don't we get to work? I'll kindle us a fire. We might be here for a while. Well, I'll be. There's the bastard. Look closely, friend, and hold your gaze. You must witness the sheer horror with your own 2 eyes. Looks like a void gate. No, we mustn't send out the mannequin too soon. If Pronesis sees it, he may very well blast it to bits before it has a chance to investigate the hollows. These guys are like Final Fantasy XI archangels. White skin, red eyes. There he goes. I'll send the mannequin to trail him. Let's sit back and enjoy the show. Just as I expected, gone without a trace. Shed no tears for our little friend, though through his sacrifice, we now know just how much distance we must keep from the hollows to avoid being sucked into the void. Now it's our turn. Let's edge a bit closer and see what we can observe. Mind you, take care not to wander too close, lest you fancy a vacation to a dark, shadowy abyss. Yeah, I wonder which one. So far, my favorite is the tanking one. It's a bit more heavy, but we shall see. I've only done, up to 72. I haven't even done the healing one yet. If it's a shadowy whirlwind of rages inside, ready to suck anything and everything into the void. I've seen many a horrific sight in my day, but this sends shivers up my spine. Let me out! It's so dark in here! Why the pale face? Good comment for Caligo when he was wearing this mask. Why the pale face, friend? Look as though you've seen a ghost. Voice, you say? From inside the hollow? But that's impossible. Is anyone out there? Please help me. Help me get out of here. Over here. Are you alive? Is that a voice? Is someone out there? If you can hear me, please, you must help me. I can't see anything. No road, no trees. Not even an aether current to follow. Which way do I go? How do I get out of this place? This voice. What in the God's names is it saying? Voice of a boy, you say, claims he's lost inside, with no aether current to follow. Sounds like he's adrift in the flow, not unlike what would happen if an aetherite to which one was teleporting was destroyed in mid-journey. Wait a minute. What if there was some way you could channel your aether into the void? Might that not allow your etheric form to serve as a beacon of sorts to guide the child back to us? Of course, not that I would know how we'd go about that. You reckon you could do just that? I won't even think of how. Do your damnedest. Wicked white. I knew you were no ordinary sinner, but even still you'd find ways to surprise me. It's Urukul High. Oh, it's an Ellison boy. Maybe he was swallowed up by the hollows earlier. Where am I? Well, I'll be damned. There was a child inside. Our little expedition has left us with more questions than answers, eh? But for now, the boy needs to care. Let's carry him back to Mortsuk and find him a warm bed and some nourishment. The plot thickens. So either maybe he was sucked up earlier and by Pronesis, or these actually are kind of like little gateways to things. So here's my theory, based on what we've done so far about the cardinal virtues, is in their own minds, they're still trying to do good. It's just they're being warped by their form, you know, like the Makote is trying to, like Andrea, I should say, Andrea is trying to kill beasts for the good of the small people. And this guy, I'm guessing he's might be trying to, like, either he's trying to rescue people by opening up these gates, or he's trying to suck up the light with these void gates. And of course that's a very folly way of going about it, but I think he might be trying to kind of suck up the light from the realm by opening these void type gates. So they're trying to do good, but they end up doing more harm because they're not quite human, you know, they're like ghosts. The boy's resting now. He's weak, but not wounded, at least as far as I can tell. Needless to say, his presence raises questions. Are there others trapped on the other side of the hollows? If so, might they also be returned to our world alive? There is much we must ask him when he awakes. On another subject, this might be an odd question, but have you ever looked after a child before? I mean, do the Levenure twins count? What do you think? Matter of fact, what other kids? I mean, we got the Doman kids. I'm trying to think if there's like any child in the quest in any of the magic DPS quest lines that it's like, no, not in Red Mage. Black Mage, no, just Lalafell. Summoner, no. I'll just say, what do you think? That makes two of us. Bounty hunters like me don't get much opportunity for babysitting. Still, until we can track down the boy's parents, I suppose I have little choice but to look after him myself. I suppose in first order of the day should be to get some food in his belly. He does look terribly pale after all. Methinks I'll go hunting for some meat. No, perhaps I should take him to a physician first. After all, he may be suffering from some ailment, inscrutable to the eye. Or maybe I should... Damn it all, I knew I wasn't cut out for this. $74? I think not, sir. I shall save that for another time. We still have healer to do. Get to meet our very first dwarf. Now, you don't have a Lalafell name. It should be like Gigiot, Bibiot or something. Giot. A hardy-looking dwarf stands before you, training a flag in a veil, remarkably swifty given the helmet. I want that emote that he's doing. I want this emote. I want the flag and drink. I don't care that this game is rated teen. I want to drink some ale. Alright. It's like me when I'm trying to drink water. See, I should speak with a dwarven accent. Don't you know better than to sneak up on a dwarf mid-flagon? Not even a proper greeting either. Look here. Lally ho! Oh man, that's harder on my throat though. Speaking of drinking water, excuse me a moment. That's better. Okay, let's see if my throat can handle a bit of a dwarven accent. The name's Gyot. Lally-ho. Lally-ho? What the who? I'll do Lally-ho. You put your arm into it, like this. A little enthusiasm don't hurt. Lally-ho's aside. Just who are you anyway? I dare say I'd remember someone like yourself if we ever met. You're from the same strange land of the FFXIV, you say? Well, well, well. He's an odd sort, the Exarch. He knows things, right? And he's got some sort of mystical power. I feel like I'm bleeding into Russian here. I'm really starting to bleed into it. Don't suppose you're the same, are you? Because I could use someone with powers like the likes of which the world has never known. I'm hunting sin eaters, you see. Well, one in particular. I'm your guy. A eater? I'm not half bad at the job, eh? I like your confidence. I wish I could take your word for it. But it sounds like just what I'm looking for. But I have to ask you to prove it. There's no need for that. Listen here. The sin eater I hunt isn't your average abomination. You can't blame me for wanting to make sure that I'm not leading you to your grave. That would be bad for the both of us. So you get yourself on over to the Forest of the Lost Shepherd, and we'll see what you've got. He sure walks like a Lalafell. Let's see, Forest of the Lost Shepherd. Okay, it seems like that. Let's see, stupid hop traps. Well, at least I'm getting some lilies by getting into combat here. Oh, Caligo. Jeez, what's with this music? Glad you found the place alright. Now for the prey. That'll do. Just now, I just take a deep breath and... Hey, your mother's a hobgoblin, and you ain't much to look at neither. Come here and face me, you craven shite. You say, what about my mama? I guess I'm supposed to keep this guy alive. Though Gyat lies prone, the creature appears indisposed to cease its rampage. It seems you'll have to deal with it. I was going to say I have more pressing matters than any. Give that patented... Oh, I'm healing. I thought I was going to do the patented Warrior of Light aiding. Ha! See? That wasn't so bad. I reckon that I broke 3 or 4 ribs and at least 1 femur there. But my bones feel just fine now. Better than before, actually. And the beast gave you no trouble. Seems that you're just what I'm looking for after all. Now we can talk about the rest back at the Crystarium over a drink or 3. The folks at the Wandering Stairs know how to keep 'em coming. Meet me there. Should probably make the Crystarium my new, well, I don't know. Which place is going to be more useful to me, the Crystarium or Yulmore once I'm allowed to teleport there? This does not look like the pendants. There we go. There ain't nothing like a flagon of ale after a well-earned victory. Did you hit your head? Didn't do anything. Did you hit your head? Oh yes, and hard. That beast gave me a trouncing. Really exceeded my expectations. As did you. Whatever you want to call what we did, we just did. Doing it helped us understand each other sure enough. I've seen that you're a masterful fighter, and you've learned that I'm fearless as the stone. And so, a fellowship is forged. Now that I'm sure you won't get yourself killed, I can tell you about the sin eater I'm after. It's one of those so-called cardinal virtues. Sulfurosime, and a nasty piece of work. Each of the virtues looks like one of those fools who brought the flood upon us. But this one takes after the worst of the bunch. Lamit. Disgraced low dwarven kind. Knowing that one of our people was a warrior of light was bad enough. But so Sign being out there looking all dwarf-like. Well, it won't help matters, accursed thing. The Council of Elders, they don't want to live in the shame of Lamit's sins no more. So the head of the council, the most elder, stay with me here, gives me this job. Hunts down Sign, slay it, see that it don't keep sullying our good name. I'm our strongest warrior, so if anyone's going to do it, it has to be me. That's fine. I'm more than up for a contest of might. The problem I'm having, though, is that Sign keeps healing itself, and it's deeply annoying. I suppose it's because Lamit herself was some kind of master of the art. But Sign's healing is so powerful that no matter how hard I whack it, I can't leave a scratch. And to make matters worse, it flies all around, carefree as you please, resurrecting other Sin Eaters. We'll be up to our eyeballs in them forever if we can't do something about those curative powers. That's where you come in, right? Lamit doesn't deserve your scorn, you know? Psh, I don't know her. Yes? Great. With those skills at your hand, we'll find a way to put an end to the stain on my people's history once and for all. You might not have heard, but tales say that Lamit roamed the land without her helm. She's willing to show her face to those who weren't kin. She knew full well that would dishonor her and all of us. And she did it anyway. Then there's the part about bringing doom on all the world. Not one of our taboos, really. But it's generally frowned upon. And now she's back. Face bare to the world. A Sin Eater. What could make a dwarf go so wrong? So they're kind of like Mandalorians, eh? Can't show their face. Ah, but we have ale to drink and Sin Eaters to hunt. In that order. Healed my body, sure enough. But I'll be needing a few more flagons to restore my vigor. And by a few, I mean about 100. Come and find me later. Alright, we will continue this quest, but I need to take a stretch break. My legs need to have blood flow back into them. I also need to go use the restroom, use some bio, probably get a little quick snack. So let me just put a... Yes, let's see. When should I come back? Let's make it 25. So I'll be quick back. I encourage you all to do the same. Get some blood into the lower regions, grab a snack if you need it, use the bathroom, etc. And we shall return at about 25 past the hour. Or, excuse me. All right. Let us continue on our role quests here with Gyat. Gyat shows no sign of having ceased drinking at any point since your last meeting. How are you? You looking at me? You got something to say. Got you, eh? Ah, of course I remember my new partner. And I ain't drunk, neither. I'm a dwarf. It'll take more than, well, however much I had to get me under the table. And now you know one thing about me. 'Tis only strength in our fellowship, I'm sure. But we'll need more than just a sense of camaraderie if we're going to take down Sophrosine. So I think we should start with observation. Get you a look at its healing powers. Let you see what you're dealing with. Now, this is the perfect place to overhear the right sorts of information. If you listen, don't get the wrong idea. I don't let it get in the way of no important drinking, but I do pay attention. Anyway, I've heard that Sorrowsine's been spotted in Colossia. Then I remembered. There's a little pub over in Steeltide, the Leaky Keel, it's called, and it makes a decent brew. Some of the folk there should be able to point us in the right direction. Alright, back to the Leaky Keel. I'm back. That's the same thing. Go, go. Just what are you looking at? Fine, fine. No need to give me that murderous stare. I know what you're thinking. That yacht, you think to yourself. Always drinking and lounging about and drinking some more. What a sluggard. What a drunkard. What a magnificent beard. Oh, I wish I had a beard like that. Yes, I know. You don't need to explain yourself to me. I like this guy. We really should work on finding you a sense of humor. Maybe deal with that after Sorrowsine. It may take a while. Anyway, you'll be happy to hear that while I was waiting, I got my hands on some prime information. And also excellent wine. No, information first. Right. So according to the local fisher folk, quite a few sea eaters had turned up near the bright cliff lately. I suggest we go there and kill as many as we can find. We can't say for sure what Sorrowsine's next appear, but if it's in the area, it won't pass up a chance to revive its fallen friends, right? And while we're at it, you can vent some of that pent-up rage you've got. Don't need to be pretty, so long as it gets the jobs done. Just make sure you find me before Sorrowsine shows up, you hear? Okay, the Bright Cliff. I'm guessing that's the Bright Cliff. Yes. Oh wait, it's over here. Alright, I'll take you both on. Fine. Cowards. Well, one thing we don't have to worry about is primals here, because all the Ascians are dead. But we did see Emmett. Briefly. Alright, time for holy powers. Nice little relaxing yet melancholy tune to listen to. Terrible wolves. Now this one didn't just fade away. That should do it. Now we wait to see if sort of sign shows itself. Over in those bushes, hey. And I've got the wine right here. Really looks like an archangel. There, that's it. Jeez. That's quite the dangerous Sin Eater. See, he's revived the other one. Hey, what's wrong? A flashback, eh? What a lonely place to die. The world outside is even worse than I feared. Is someone there? It's Ardbert. She meets Ardbert. You're alive? Well, why did you say so? I can't much do for the dead, but the living, that's a whole nother matter. It's a young Ardbert. I can't believe it. All of my wounds healed. Thank you, kind stranger. You sure are lucky I passed by. You really might have died, you know. You'll hear no argument from me. I was a fool. The thought that the hobgoblin I was after might have friends lying in wait never so much as crossed my mind. I shouldn't have been out here alone. With your magic to keep me fighting through, their numbers wouldn't pose much of a problem. What do you say? You don't look to have a party of your own yet, and I certainly could use a man like you on my side. What? I am no man, you unripened gourd. Why, I've never been so insulted in all my life. Let me tell you what's what. I am Lamit, proud daughter of the Thal family. If I catch you mocking me again, I'll put you right back the way I found you, you hear? Yes, ma'am. I certainly didn't mean to offend. The beard misled me, you see. So, she was the first of Ardbert's companions. You think it would have been the Elazin and the Mistel based on the 1.0 trailer. And that's that. Treasure. Look, Ardbert. Treasure. It's like regular Dungeons and Dragons over here. You certainly look the hero. Now let's see you act like one. See, I think she's just reviving. She thinks she's reviving her friends. Hello, Caligo. Hey, you. Honorless lout. Half-empty flagon. Spine-looking gobshite. Your mother was a hob, and your face looks like a newborn's arse. Oh, jeez. What's the matter with you? That was colorful. Straight-faced as always. A refreshing round of insults always cheers me up. But I'm starting to wonder if you have as much trouble with fun as you do with jokes. Are you sure your mother ain't a hob? Dude, watch your mouth, dude. Watch your mouth. Fine, fine, never mind. At least we got what we came for. And you didn't miss much. After Sorrowfine brought the other eater back to life, they both floated off to who knows where. You saw the Sorrowfine? No. The real Lamit's past. Ha! I knew you'd have some kind of weird power. Sounds to me like what you witnessed was the beginning of Lamit's journey, right after she left home. It's odd. You say she was wearing her helm and she helped out an injured traveler, just like any dwarf of honor would do. Maybe she wasn't born a monster. But then, it don't sit right with me, neither. But stand around wondering about it won't do nothing but make us thirsty. We're done here, so let's go back to the Crystarium. Sounds like a plan. Speaking of thirsty, drink some more water here. Doing dwarven voice is takes a little toll on the old throat. Alright, that'll be all the role quests done for today. Till we get to MSQ 74. Ah, there ain't nothing like a flagon of ale after a job well done. Don't give me that look. I did stuff this time, you saw. And you also saw how sort of science magic works. It's magic. But since you haven't said nothing about it yet, I'm guessing you didn't have no sudden revelations about how to stop it. Don't worry, I didn't expect you to solve the whole problem just like that. I only need you to remember what you saw today. Keep it in mind. Then maybe something will come to you when you're working your magic elsewhere. Me? I like to think while I dream. It's the most efficient way. So you can find me here if you need me. I'll let you know when I have a plan. Alright. Now, I would have done Gunbreaker and Dancer's questline, but I only got them to 69, so we'll have to save that for Sunday. Onward with the MSQ. The weird question mark. An unwelcome guest. Do I want to switch jobs, or shall I stay healer? Let me give it a brief thought here. I'll stay healer for now. Fate made me healer. Oh, begging your pardon, sir. But did you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystarium. Word has it that Umar has dispatched his military to Lakeland. What does Umar want to get involved with us? Given the timing, one can only assume they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the Ocular, deliberating a response. I'm starting to think Vothri was he was the guy who commands the Sin Eaters to attack Yulmore. Like he's like that Sin Eater next to him wouldn't surprise me if she's a Light Warden, and if she's still subservient to Vothri. Then he could command other Light Wardens, such as Villia. Voice acting, please.
You have come at a good time.
Thank you.
As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft, here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
Maybe... come on. Vothri likes the Sin Eaters. He says they're an integral part of Yulmore society, so... But you gotta think that the rest of the Yulmorians are like, wait, that's a good thing, right?
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Yulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would.
Let's not let him know we spying on him.
Everyone, gather round.
Is he gonna hide us?
I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish.
Yes. We're all rogues now, sneaking.
Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
Ranjit, eh? I want his hairstyle.
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
His eyes. He looks afflicted. He looks afflicted.
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin-Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I guess Yulmorians just think that Sin Eaters are just fine and dandy.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin-Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace.
I mean, I kind of see what he's saying. But a reborn? A realm reborn, perhaps?
But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly.
It's really a shame that that hairstyle isn't given to everyone.
One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
Still looking for us, huh?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
I bet. I have a feeling that guy's going to turn into a Sin Eater, and we're going to have to fight him. I mean, those eyes.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmor's army since before Vorthri's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmor chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmor has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man.
Good on them, I guess.
If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay.
Go on.
According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia.
What?
It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
Wait, what? Mentored generations of Minfilias? Is that why she's young? She's like reincarnating? Wait, is this the Minfilia? I'm sorry, generations of Minfilia? I gotta, even though this is a less stoic answer, I've gotta go with the generations, because it's perked my interest.
Ah, of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you.
Good old Morin.
Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right, though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
If Minfilia has been captured, I dare say we will see familiar face anon. But first things first. Preya, seek out Morin at the Cabinet of Curiosity. We'll continue to watch the Yulmorians. Sky is not blinding light. Alright. Let's see what Morin has to say. And apparently a sightseeing log I missed. Forgot that gives me XP. Hello, hello, hello? What did I get? Afflictus Misery deals unexpected damage to target all enemies nearby with 1,240 for the first enemy and 50% less for all remaining. Can only be executed when a blood lily is full. Healing gauge expanded. Performing actions that consume lilies will also nourish the blood lily. The blood lily will bloom after consuming 3 lilies, allowing for the execution of Afflictus Misery. Healing gauge will display the current number of lilies a white mage has accumulated. Lilies are accumulated. Okay, we already got that. Okay, finally, we get the blood lily. This towering vault contains countless scrolls, tomes, and moldering manuscripts salvaged from the furthest reaches of Norvant. Representing the grammarian branch of the Trivium, the cabinet welcomes visitors in search of anything from the most complex academic texts to illustrated works for children. Whatever you think of Morin's going to tell you about Minfilia, it won't be what you're expecting. Just trust me. It seems an age since we bade Minfilia farewell. Yes, if you're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are out on loan at present. They're experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I've finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is. While I attend to them, perhaps you could fetch me a book. The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it is called. Yay, picture book. Though it is intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter. And the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should I say, for while there is a place for everything here, not everything is always in its place, despite my best efforts. In short, if the book is not where it should be, it will certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck! How goes the search? Remember, it's always the last place you look. Ain't that the truth? Let's see if I can find the twins. There's Alphino. No luck as yet. The book does not appear to be here. There's Alice. We're still waiting for those letters to be delivered, I say. Is there a step ladder we can borrow? Hey, she just said there's something about the ladder. That's funny. The book does not appear to be here. Okay, real quick. Sorry, I've been drinking a lot of water, which requires a bit of a bathroom break. I shall return very shortly. Be right quick. Alright, back to the book search. At 6 p.m., that means new music, evening time. No. I was like, I thought I checked there, but apparently not. Just as your eyes begin to blur, they finally come to rest on a copy of the Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. That's the book, is it? You found it, did you? Always gotta check. Because pretty much the only... Well, you could always do... New Game Plasmids. That would be a hassle just to see every reaction. Have you found the book? The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. Intended for younger readers, this tome features winsome illustrations, tells the beloved tale of the Oracle of Light. Yes, this is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. I'm happy to say I've finished all my pressing tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. Without further ado, then. It began 100 years ago, when the flood threatened to swallow Norvant. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halt the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with hair of spun gold and eyes as clearest sapphire. That's our Menphilia. Naught was known about her, save her name was Menphilia. And for delivering the realm, she became revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. But 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. when the Sin Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Voibert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with hair spun of gold and eyes of clear sapphire. She was hailed as the Oracle Reborn, and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Enlisting the Eulmorian army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Oh, Minfilia died? Yet with her dying breath she whispered unto her grieving comrades, Minfilia will return. And true to her word, some years later another young girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eyes, the self-same hair, and those self-same powers. She too took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Eulmor, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, so the cycle continues to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Novrant on numerous occasions. And were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like a formidable warriors. Some, perhaps. The truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories and knowledge of her previous incarnations. Oh no. So is our Minfilia really gone? All the Minfilia thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devote themselves to training, others did not. But all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by the Eulmorian army some 10 years ago and taken into their care. Or rather their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name. For by that time, Lord Vothri's rule... by that time, under Lord Vothri's rule, Eulmor had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight. A potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was the Eulmorians' best interest for her to remain under their control. But then, 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches. Just like a hero from the tales. Ooh, was that Thancred? That was Thancred in the trailer. He was in Eulmor. I see that this town has changed, and not at all for the better. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morin. Might I trouble you for a word, Caligo? Outside. Do you wish to revisit Minfilia's tale? I shall even fetch the book myself this time. No, thank you. But it was cool seeing these different, like, art illustrations. No doubt. I like how each book has a different kind of art style. This seems a suitable place for a chat. As you have already surmised, that gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our dear Thancred. I knew it. I did surmise that. They have since been wandering around the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Hydaelyn's emissary to halt the Flood of Light. It could only be heard that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the woman we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spill it out. Just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that Minfilia possesses Hydaelyn's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, Caligo? Quite. One's generally been enough, but fine. I'll be the nice guy. I'll say quite. I see you've made up your minds. Exarch, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Umorian forces at Laxen Loft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Yulmore ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of Crystarium. Damn. Entrust Minfilia's rescue to the people of Crystarium. Alright then. Let's hear what the Exarch has to say. I think it's time for Dark Knight to come out. I've had enough of this. The Oracle Light shall be rescued by the Warrior of Darkness. That's what I say. We'll see. We'll see how long I stay in Dark Knight. The Exarch is eager to divulge the details of his proposal.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed.
So what's the problem?
But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary.
Then we just leave no survivors, Exarch. It's easy. It's that simple.
"'Twas not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. hope for the future of Norvrand.
Norvrand, not Norvrant, Norvrand.
Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war.
Oh, hey, sorry I didn't see you earlier. I've been enthralled with this MSQ. It's good to see you, though. Yes, Norvrand. I keep forgetting, though. I'm terrible with names. I can't remember names. Both simple and complicated. Anyone who knows me personally will attest to that.
Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds.
For a second, I was like, but Yulmore, like, they can't be as strong as you guys, because you guys are, like, fighting all the time, and Yulmore is just decadence. Their army's probably gotten soft, but then I go, oh, wait. They'll have Sin Eaters with them. And we know what Sin Eaters can do. They're like a virus. They'll just, they're like zombies. They'll turn other opposing forces into Sin Eaters, which will then start a cascade. So it is really dangerous.
It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrand deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmore's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions.
Well, Braggy does have somewhat of a Russian accent.
The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
So they're kind of just looking at it through a trade point of view. Like, Yulmore is basically the only substantial trade partner that they have. So they're not really thinking about Yulmorian attacking them directly. Just like, oh, our relationship will become strained, so life will get rougher around here if we don't have them kind of speeding supplies to us.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmore's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And
so how do we do
it.
that?
If Yulmore wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
Yeah, good thing that's why I'm Dark Knight now, baby.
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air.
I'm guessing that's like, what, sleeping gas, a bit of sleeping powder?
Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. See to your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the Guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
So the idea was... So he didn't want us to go in alone and basically show that we're super strong. He wants us to kind of blend in with the army that goes in. So it's like, well, it wasn't just three people that came in and destroyed the host. It was a whole bunch of people, and they used sleeping powder and this and that, so they were able to overtake us. It's just Crystarium people, not like major powerful warriors of darkness. Is that the Crystarium salute? One heart kind of below your breast and one fist sticking out? The people of the Crystarium are innovative. I respect that. Though our host has offered to take the lead, we still have a part to play. Let's see that we play it well. Many have a place in their heart for Menphilia. We must ensure this mission succeeds for all their sakes. So, you will be joining the Guard, but however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you'll receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Lena, you saw what I did to that Light Warden. You should be viewing me very highly as well. Where's your salute, soldier? Am I gonna learn a new emote? Please, please give me an emote, please. Better. More spirited than the Exarch's feeble attempts, certainly. Now, first things first, you will need uniforms. Go to the Crystalline Mean and report to Catalyst. She will see you measured and fitted. Uh-oh. You're not gonna have me reveal Caligo's face. I don't see a uniform. Report to Catalyst, and she will see you measured and fitted. There are many here have a place in their heart for Menphilia. Okay, yes. Yes, I might have to end the stream earlier today, as I said in the beginning, because I am cooking for my family. And yes, I am wont to let them to wait. Also, I went 20 minutes overtime last time, so might cut it short. I went 20 minutes over on Wednesday, so I might go 20 minutes under today. The night theme is way better than the daytime theme. Catalyst, we meet again. Ah, and there's the last of them. Your friends are being measured as we speak. Right this way. We'll see to it you look dashing best for your first outing. They're going to show Calico's face. This is a non-canon event. Oh, good. Still show. Done, are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. I want her to say, oh my, something. I see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain. I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's ready fit. But we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Very well then, see to it. And have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take this opportunity to brief you on your mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amaro to scatter dream powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Her slave liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided whenever possible. I assume we're to be the part of said unit. Correct. We will wait to be divided into 2 contingents. One deployed from Fort Job, the other from Ostal Imperative. You and Alphino will join the former. Yeah, oh boy, I'm really hungry too. Boy, I'm resistant. Yes, thank you for. I'm cooking Japanese curry rice. It's my specialty. I'm very particular about my curry rice, so I don't let anyone in the family do it but me. I'm a connoisseur at it. Caligo, meanwhile, will join the ladder with me. Before you proceed to your positions, you are to report to Chesalmide at Zagreus. She will issue you with a serum to ward off the effects of the dream power. We will be on our way then. Take care, my friend, and we shall see you in the field. It is quite far to the Imperative, so you may make use of an Amaro from the Rookery, after you collect the serum, of course. Are you going to let us learn that emote? I've probably never used it, but I still want it. As you can see, my Dark Knight buttons are a bit weird because they got Palace of the Dead stuff on it. My food debuff and my transfiguration debuff, which are specifically used for the behemoth. That would be floor 180. I'm still sitting at floor 181. I'm so afraid to go any further. It was such a hard time for me to get past 80. Okay, we'll complete this quest, and I don't know. I don't think we're going to get to the actual field operation. That sounds like it's going to take a little while. But we'll complete this quest and see how long we have left. Place is still true to Final Fantasy cities. A bit hard to get around. No. In here. So this is like the alchemists. I don't think it possible for us to even be more pressed for help and resources, but here we are. One poultice at a time, Fehun. One poultice at a time. I would look that word up, but I'm a little strapped for time here. Yes, sweetie? Is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard come for your dram, are you? Here you are. A dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, this is your first time, I should warn you. It's bitter as sin. Prince's Kiss, they call it. But if you ask me, it should be Crone's Kiss. Just aside, the stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow. But if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to Dreamland yourself. So I must ask you to drink it here and now, while I watch. Come on, give the old crone a kiss. Oh, they actually show drinking motion. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you even enjoyed it. And now, you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have care so you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. A medieval paste used on the body. Thank you, Furbin. In fact, I'll give you a little, I'll give you a little bit of that for you. Thank you, Furbin. The more you know. I'm saying Furbin, but Furbe. Furbe. I'll just call you Fur like I have been. Alright, let's complete this quest. Might as well teleport. Of course, it's the last one I pick. Yes? What do you require of me? Anamaro to take you to the imperative, eh? As much as I would like to oblige, all amounts are reserved for the coming operation. I fear you will have to go by foot. But wait, there might be another way, assuming you're willing to lend a hand. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna call it there for now. I have to go on and get a cooking. But I shall return on Sunday to continue. Sunday, we'll see if we get to the MSQ, but I'm fairly certain I'll have Gunbreaker and Dancer up to 70, so we will complete the Dancer and Gunbreaker quest lines. I'm interested to get those going, and then we'll continue the MSQ should we have time after that. So yes, have a great weekend, a great Memorial Day weekend if you can. If you can't make it, if you're out having fun with family and friends, do not worry. There will be a VOD both on Twitch for 7 days and a permanent one on my YouTube channel should you want to see it on Ojo-sama. So yes, I hope to see you all then. Have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful Saturday, and I hope to see you Sunday. Which, of course, will be in the world of tomorrow.